Everybody, this is a much awaited video on MLA citations. All of you know that the MLA style sheet or the MLA handbook is our Bible for research. When we do research, we follow the MLA handbook to know how to cite our sources. And MLA is Modern Language Association. Style.mla.org, that is their website. Now, what is MLA style? A style for documenting sources that follows some principles, not rules. The MLA style follows some principles. They are not hard and fast rules. And also, there is more than one correct way of documenting a source. We should remember that this is a guidance for us. It is not a prescription of rules. Academic writing, says MLA Handbook, is at its root a conversation among scholars about a topic or question. Through our citations, through our bibliography, we are communicating with other scholars. We are helping them to show that these are the important publications in this field. So, how does the MLA handbook help writers? It helps writers to think about the sources that they are documenting. In what way have these sources helped us? We have to document it in the correct subheading. We have to place it correctly in our book. And it helps us to select the information about the sources and also to organize it logically without complication. These are the ways in which MLA handbook helps writers. That is what we see in the MLA handbook itself. Why do you need correct documentation, guys? Because correct documentation of sources demonstrates the thoroughness of the writer's research. You are a good researcher. You have thoroughly done your research. To show that, you need correct documentation. And also to give credit to original sources. We have used original sources. To show that, we need correct documentation. And lastly, to ensure that readers can find the sources consulted. Other readers can find our sources in order to draw their own conclusions. They can read the books that we have documented, that we have used in our research. Are you following me? Now, when you cite within the text, you are reading a book and citing that book within the text. The first item that you should document is the author. I am reading Geoffrey Chaucer's Canterbury Tales and I am citing the Canterbury Tales in my dissertation. So the author is Geoffrey Chaucer. How do you document that author? Begin the entry with the author's last name. Chaucer, Geoffrey, isn't it? The author's last name should come first, followed by a comma and the rest of the name as presented in the work. This element, this author element, should be ended with a period. Look at this example. Naomi S. Barron, that is the name of the author. We say Barron, comma, Naomi S. Did you understand? And then you put the article's name and the book title, other details. One by one, I will teach you all these things. First, we are looking only at how to cite the author. When a source has two authors, include them in the order in which they are presented in the work. If author A and author B are presented like that in the work, then author A should come first. Author B should come next. But reverse the first of the names just as described. If the first author is Naomi S. Barron, then Barron should come first. Follow it with comma and give the second name in normal order. So, Michael Doris and Louis Erdrich have written a book. Michael Doris and Louis Erdrich. But when you document, you should say Doris Michael. You are reversing the first name. But the first name only should be reversed. The second author's name should be in the normal order. The second name should be in the normal order. Got it, guys? Michael Doris and Louis Erdrich are writing a book called The Crown of Columbus. But Michael Doris should become Doris, Michael, and. Every comma is important. If Kalyani Vallath is the first author, you will say Vallath, Kalyani, and. Did you understand? Then the book title should be in italics. Then publisher's name should be given like this. Just take a look at it, but we will explain all this one by one in detail later. Now, when the source has 3 or more authors, not only Michael Doris and Louis Erdrich's husband is also there. Then 3 authors will be there. Then how do you write? Reverse the first of the names. Doris Michael will be like that only. But follow it with a comma. You don't even mention the second and third authors' names. You only say et al. Et al. Means and others. Look at this. Anne Burdick and a few others have written a book. But in the citation you say Burdick, Anne, et al. Did you understand, guys? So that is how you quote or cite multiple authors. So much is clear? Now, what if the book has an editor or translator? If the source is an edited volume of essays, then the author is the person who has assembled the volume. That means the editor. Since the editor did not create the main content, the name should be followed by a descriptive label. That means the name should be followed by the word editor, like this. Jeffrey Nunberg edited the book, The Future of the Book. Got it, guys? And then you write like this. Nunberg, Jeffrey, editor. You have to write the word editor completely. Full stop. Then the title of the book in italics. U of California P, that is the publisher, year of publication. So, did you get the author element correct? The editor element? Nunberg, Jeffrey, editor, full stop. A source with 2 or more editors requires combining the 2 methods just described. That means editor becomes editors, plural. Look at this. Merlin Holland and Rupert Hart Davis, 2 people edited the complete letters of Oscar Wilde. Okay? Merlin Holland is the name of the person. Second person is Rupert Hart Davis. So you write Holland, Merlin, and then the second name is given just like that. Rupert Hart Davis, editors. Got it, guys? Merlin Holland and Rupert Hart Davis. Then first name should be reversed. Second name remains as it is. There should be a comma and in between. At last, and editors. When you discuss a source that was translated from another language, suppose Kalyani Vallath is writing in Malayalam and you are reading a translation in English. Somebody else translated it. Then how do you cite it? Got it? When you discuss a source that was translated from another language and your focus is on the translation, treat the translator as the author. So, Richard Pever and Larissa Volokonsky are the translators. So, how do you write that? You start with the translators. You don't start with Fyodor Dostoevsky. It is not Dostoevsky. You can write it like that also. Array, I told you. According to MLA Handbook, there is no one correct citation. You can say Pevier, comma, Richard. You reverse it. Comma, and Larissa Volokonsky, comma, translators, full stop. Crime and Punishment in italics, full stop. By Fyodor Dostoevsky, comma. Then Vintage eBooks, comma, 1993, full stop. Got it? Same thing can be written in another way. Dostoevsky, comma, Fyodor, full stop. Crime and Punishment in italics, full stop. Translated by Richard Pevier. At that time, you don't have to reverse the name. Translated by Richard Pevier and Larissa Volokonsky, full stop. Like that also you can write. Did you get me? Two ways of writing are there. As you listen to me, you should keep a paper and pen and write down what I'm saying also, then it will be clear. Okay, guys? Now, what of the other media? Works in media such as film and television are usually produced by many people, isn't it? Playing various roles. Not only one person, many people will be there. If your discussion of such a work focuses on the contribution of a particular person, say you are focusing on the performance of an actor, or you are focusing on the screenwriter, then begin the entry with his or her name, followed by the descriptive label. Descriptive label matlab performed by, isn't it? So look at this. Performer. Sarah Michelle Gellar is the actor you are talking about. You have to reverse that name. Gellar, comma, Sarah Michelle, comma, performer. If you are focusing on the performer, then you put performer first. Earlier, you talked about Fyodor Dostoevsky. Translator also, author also. If you are focusing on the author, then write author's name first. If your focus is on the translation, then write translator's name first. Got it? Here, Gellar, comma, Sarah Michelle, comma, performer. Then write the name of the movie, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Then the production company. Got it, guys? Now, what about the creator or screenwriter? Again, name should be reversed. Joss Whedon is the creator. Instead of Joss Whedon, we say Whedon, comma, Joss, creator. Why we are putting this name first is because in our dissertation we are focusing on the script or screenplay. Then we have to put Whedon, Joss. Suppose we are talking about the actor, then we have to put Gellar, Sarah Michelle. Suppose you are not focusing on the actor or screenplay writer, you are focusing on the movie. Then how do you cite it? Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That should come first. Are you getting me? If you are writing about a film or television series without focusing on the individual's contribution, then begin with the title. You can include information about the director and other key participants in the position of other contributors. For example, these can come later. In that case, you should write Buffy the Vampire Slayer in italics, full stop. Created by Joss Whedon. Performance by Sarah Michelle Gellar. See? Separated by commas. Mutant enemy. Where you should use comma, where you should use full stop, all important. Listen to me, guys. MLA Citations videos that I am making, it's a series. We will cover all this one by one. Okay. Follow all these elements in detail. So it depends on where you are focusing. If you are focusing on performer, put that name first. If you are focusing on screenplay writer or creator, put that name first. If you are focusing on the film itself, then put that first. So where is the author? That means, suppose the author is not clear. The author is not there. In the case of pseudonyms. Pseudonyms including online usernames are mostly given like regular author names. At Persian Kiwi, that is the username. Then you have to put that first in Twitter. You have to put the name of the post and then Twitter in italics, date, time, URL. Got me? Make a note of all this, where the commas are, where the italics is. The focus on this slide is on the author, the username. It should come first like this. Even if it is a pseudonym like Stendhal. Mary Henry Bale wrote under the pseudonym Stendhal. Put the pseudonym first. Then the title of the book in italics. Then translated by Roger Gard, comma, Penguin Books. If translated by, edited by, created by, etc. are coming, then it should be comma. Before the publisher, then it should be comma. Got it, guys? When a work is published without an author's name, do not list the author as anonymous. Don't say anonymous if you don't know the author. Instead, skip the author element. Don't mention the author at all. Begin the entry with the work's title. For example, Beowulf. Do you know who wrote Beowulf? No, right? Beowulf. Don't say anonymous. Translated by Alan Sullivan and Timothy Murphy, comma. Edited by Sarah Anderson, comma. Suppose comma is not there, then author's name, then Beowulf, then full stop Pearson it will be. Suppose translated by, edited by, all these are not there, then it will be full stop. Got it, guys? Authors do not have to be individuals. A work may be created by a corporate author, an institution, an association. It can be a government agency. Then what do? You don't write to them asking for the author name. Do you do that? No. Instead, you name the agency as the author. United Nations, full stop. Consequences of rapid population growth in developing countries. All that is italics because that is the book. Taylor and Francis, that is the publisher. United Nations is writing the book, but publisher is Taylor and Francis. Suppose, guys, United Nations is writing the book and also publishing the book. Then what do? When a work is published by an organization that is also its author, then begin the entry with the title. The entry should begin with the title. Did you understand? Skipping the author element. Give United Nations as the publisher only. And National Endowment for the Arts is the author as well as the publisher. Then what do? You don't name the author. Reading at Risk, a survey of literary reading in America. National Endowment for the Arts. You give it as publisher, but we also know that is the author. Comma, June 2004. If you say Taylor and Francis, then we know United Nations is only the author, publisher is Taylor and Francis. Is that clear? Is it tiring you? Next, we have to talk about title of source, but that will be our next video. Title of source will be next video. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. Watch out for the next video tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.